Right now, we're 3/4 of the way into 2012, and all the indicators for the Canadian economy look pretty good. GDP growth came in at about 1.8% for the second quarter, which is higher than what we saw for the US, which grew by only 1.7%. As well, the Bank of Canada decided not to raise interest rates this past week because they recognize that inflation is relatively low and they don't want to risk cooling the economy. All of that suggests that we should see some relatively stable growth for the Canadian economy for the coming 4 months. Entering the final 4 months of 2012, things should be relatively stable. With the summer break all but over, companies will be focused on achieving their business plan and watching their bottom line. All in all, we can expect to see probably around 2% GDP growth for the Canadian economy. While global risks abound, Alberta continues to be the envy of the continent. A recent Fraser Institute report cited Alberta's labour market as the best in North America. This means we've done a great job of creating employment, attracting investment, and enhancing our productivity. From a consumer perspective, Alberta retail sales continue to lead the country, which suggests that consumers aren't necessarily spooked by global economic events. Looking ahead, I expect that we'll see relatively strong oil prices and low unemployment rates for Alberta for the foreseeable future. However, we can also expect that investment in the energy sector will moderate a little bit, where we won't necessarily see a strong investment as we did in the first half of the year. Basically means that we'll probably see GDP growth for the province at about 4%, which is still good, but a little cooler than we saw for the first half of the year. One thing to keep in mind is to watch in October when the EU makes a decision on whether Greece is meeting its bailout conditions and will be eligible for further financing. Regardless of the outcome, this decision is likely to create some turmoil in the markets. Looking to the US, the other thing to keep an eye on is the outcome of the presidential election in November, which could have a significant impact for the Alberta economy. I'm Ben Brunnen, and this has been a brief update on the state of the Canadian economy. Tune in next week when we take a closer look on the presidential election and what it's going to mean for Alberta. If there's a business issue that you'd like me to break down, please email the link below and we'll look into it.